Okay, this is for season 42 and the crime portion, and I guess it's kind of time to fess up. It kind of fits here, and this is about my last three relationships I've had. I was married 3 times, and all right, I'm time to fess up here. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have heard it, I bet you would have done the same. Well, you know how people have these little habits that get you down, like Bernie. Well, Bernie liked to chew gum. No, not chew, pop. So I came home this one day, and I'm really irritated. I'm looking for a little sympathy, and there's Bernie, laying on the couch drinking a beer and chewing. No, not chewing, popping. So I said to him, you pop that gum one more time. And he did. So I took the shotgun off the wall and I fired 2 warning shots into his head. He had it coming, he had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have heard it, I bet you would have done the same. Well, I'm standing in my kitchen, carving up the chicken for dinner, minding my own business. And in storms my husband Wilbur, in a jealous rage. "You've been screwing the milkman," he says. He was crazy. He just kept screaming. "You've been screwing the mailman." Then he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times. He had it coming, he had it coming. He took a flower in its prime, and then he used it, and he abused it. It was a murder, but not a crime. Well, then I loved Al Lipschitz more than I could possibly say. He was a real artistic guy, sensitive, a painter, but he was always trying to find himself. He'd go out every night looking for himself, and on the way he found Ruth, Gladys, Rosemary, and Irving. I guess you could say we broke up because of artistic differences. He saw himself as alive. Well, I saw him as dead. He had it coming, he had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have heard it, I bet you would have done the same. He had it coming, he had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have heard it, bet you would have done the same. So that's my last 3 relationships. I'm open. I'm free. Anybody else out there? He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have heard it, bet you would have done the same.